You're tuning into the Tom Leykis Show. This is where America gets together to talk about the issues you really care about. It's a different kind of a radio talk program. We're the radio talk show that is not hosted by a right-wing wacko or a convicted felon. No, I am your host. Write down our toll-free telephone number. You're going to need it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. So I'm doing the show, and we're having all these calls coming in about women and their abilities or lack of abilities in the business world. And one of the callers calls in and acts like she's doing her husband this big favor by, quote-unquote, raising his kids, quote-unquote, staying up all night when they get sick, quote-unquote, taking them to school. She's doing them like this big favor. He works, according to this one caller, 80 hours a week. And she's doing him a favor. I have a word for women who feel this way, like Cindy, the caller, and anybody else who feels this way, okay? It is we men who are doing you a favor. Long before you meet us, you have dreams. The first dream, which we, of course, wipe out for you immediately, is the dream that you're going to be Prince Charming. Have you gotten up in the morning and rolled over and looked at Prince Charming lately? Is he scratching his balls and wiping the sand out of his eyes? Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, look at that guy. There's Prince Charming. Yeah. That's your man. There he is, sitting there. He's watching a little ESPN. Farting and belching and scratching. There's your Prince Charming. You've seen him. Sitting there on the sofa on the weekend. Yeah. Meet Prince Charming, ladies. First letdown of your life. But the bottom line is, long before you met Prince Charming, that being us, you dreamed of living in a nice house. You dreamed of having a car paid for by somebody else. You dreamed of having children and having some other guy go out there to earn the paycheck, to pay the bills. You know the bills. Maybe you haven't seen them, but maybe you've heard about them. The rent, the mortgage, the electric bill, the gas bill, the cable bill, the car payment, the grocery bill, the clothing for your kids, the education for your kids, the orthodontia for your kids, and all the other things that your husband earns for you. That plan existed before you ever met him. He is making your dreams come true, and all you have to do is sit home and wipe the snot off your kid's nose, essentially. I'm getting so sick and tired of hearing women try to equate being a housewife or a mother to having some kind of out-of-the-house profession, because you know what? In your world, there are no deadlines. In your world, there is no boss cracking the whip. There are no layoffs. You know what? Every day you wake up and that job is there for you. And if you choose to do the laundry at 10 a.m. or 2 p.m. or Thursday or next Monday, you know what? That's when it gets done, when you feel like it. If you feel like stopping down to talk to a friend on the phone or to go to the Beverly Center or to shop at Victoria's Secret or to read People magazine or any number of things you do, ladies, guess what? We're paying for that. We make your dreams possible. Our dreams go out the window. As men, we dream of being firemen and professional baseball players and everything. And eventually, we are working at stupid, dumb jobs, being dominated by nasty bosses who threaten us all the time. And we cower. And then we finally come home and cower to you. I am amazed at the attitude that women have that they're doing us a favor by, quote-unquote, raising our kids. You're the one who wanted to have the kids in most cases, not all. In most cases, you wanted to have them sooner than we did. You wanted to have them more than we did. And not only that, you're the one that wants to spend money on various things that we don't want to spend money on. Nicer china, a bigger house, carpeting, curtains, tile, whatever. You're the ones who want us to spend all that money. And that means we have to cower more and work harder and have the whip cracked over us all the time to make your dreams come true. You are not doing us a favor, ladies. We are making the dreams you had come true. Sure, we're not the Prince Charming you dreamed we would be. But that doesn't matter because you use us like a mule. We work and we pay for everything. We are sperm donors and human wallets in your life. That is all we are. Ultimately, we are just the guy who pays for the braces, the guy who pays for the dance recitals, the guy who pays for the soccer teams or the Little League uniforms. We are the guys who pay for the immunizations, the doctor bills, the health insurance, the huge grocery bills for the fruit roll-ups and the tricks and the cocoa pebbles. We are the ones who pay for all that stuff. We are the ones who have to show up at work every goddamn day for 40 years until we drop dead of heart attacks 10 years before you do, or strokes, or high blood pressure. And yet, so many women have this attitude that they are doing us favors. You know what? Don't do us any goddamn favors. You sit home and, why should we even marry you, okay? You go ahead and have kids on your own, and raise them on your own, and pay the bills on your own. You hear women complaining about this all the time when they don't have a man to help them out. You know what a favor we're doing you when we're gone. But when we're there, you're doing us a big favor by taking care of the house and raising our kids. I might add that you girls are much more picky about the way the house looks. You're the first ones to complain when the house is a mess. You know, you remember how we lived as bachelors, ladies. We guys have pizza boxes all over the place and our clothes piled in a pile on the floor. And the way we pick what we're wearing today is we pick the clothes off the pile, whatever smells the least, and it still fits. That's what we put on. It was you girls who came in and started putting up doilies and little frilly lace curtains and everything. And then ultimately you start telling us what slobs we are and complain that we don't take out the garbage and all of that. The bottom line is we were perfectly happy, like pigs in slop, living in our own filth before you came along. Now you come along and you complain about our filth, and then you add the kids and their filth, and then you say you're doing us a big favor. You're not, are you?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
All you women up there that are listening to the show, stop giving Tom a hard time. This man is telling you guys the truth.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. 100.7.
The buzz of the
Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Thank you for tuning in. Marv on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Marv.
How you doing?
Good.
Great. You know, I was just listening to you talking about, I heard that lady saying that, she's doing her husband a favor raising her kids. You know, I'm in the same boat. I work like 67 hours a week and make up $160,000 a year. I got 4 kids at home. My wife just sits at home, doesn't do very much at all, and she acts like I'm doing her a favor by taking care of the kids and taking care of the house, but she doesn't do that great of a job of doing. I was just listening to you talking about it. I was just saying, you're just hit the nail right on the head, Tom. I just felt compelled to call.
I'm glad you called up, and I'm glad you related to that, because I know I'm speaking for a lot of guys out there, and women have us hoodwinked into believing that they somehow are doing us a big favor.
Exactly.
Nobody asked them to. Did you ask your wife to pump out 4 children?
No, I did not.
No, it was not your choice, was it?
No, it wasn't. And it's like you said, she has the choice every day she can go see her friends. She can go to the mall whenever she likes.
Right.
I have to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I got to be at work at 7, and I got to be at work till 7, 8 o'clock at night. And I don't have a choice in that. I have to do it, otherwise the bills don't get paid.
That's the way it is. And does she try to make you feel like you're doing her a favor?
Exactly. That's how I feel. I mean, she's always making me feel guilty because I'm working so much where I'm not at home. But when she's always wanting me to buy stuff all the time. So it just really hit me when you're talking about this.
We make their dreams come true, Marv.
Absolutely.
Not the other way around. We pay for their dreams.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I'm doing. And there's things I like to do, but I can't because I got to get up and go to work. So.
Damn straight.
That's how it is, babe. But it was nice talking to you, Tom. Can you take me out? I don't know if you can do it. Squeaky bed with the match game at the same time?
I don't think we can do it at the same time. We can do them one after the other. Here you go, Mar. I had no idea that the match game would be that popular as a Take Me Out. I had no idea. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Jordan on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Yes. Hey, Tom. What's up?
Not much.
I'm a new caller and a new listener to your show, and I am just amazed by what you say, and I agree with basically everything you preach. And I just like to call you and tell you that, and I think your show's great. I wish I could find a copy of a book of Leykis 101.
That will happen, but it's not there yet.
Really? Well, can't wait. I'll be the first one to buy the copy.
Thank you, Jordan.
Can you let me out with the bog rip?
Here it comes, Jordan. Isabel, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Isabel.
How you doing?
Do you care?
Of course I care. Every day at 5 o'clock I care.
Really?
You're so right. I'm so sick and tired of hearing women have like 5 nannies and have 2 kids just bitching about their lives, I work 9 to 5. I wake up at 7, get my daughter ready, take her to my mom's, pick her up at 5, go home, cook, clean. It's exhausting, but it's the life that I chose.
Right.
So stop bitching about it.
That's right. You dreamed of having that life, and now you're living it.
Exactly.
Don't complain to us when things are difficult or you've got a lot of crap to do.
Exactly. And the thing is, it's like, what do they mean when they say, I'm doing you a favor? Don't they realize that's also their kids? Hello?
That's right.
They're raising their own kids. I mean, don't they want to have good kids and for them to be proud of?
And how many women have kids against their will? I know that there are women who say, my husband wanted to and I didn't, but come on. Most of the time, we know who wants to have those kids.
Yes. You're totally right. You're always right.
Thank you, Isabel.
All right.
Appreciate the call. It's Melinda on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Okay, Melinda.
I have a question. And, I just got into the middle of your, I just got off work. But I have no problem with the house being a mess if that's what he chooses. In fact, I would do anything. I would walk on fire for this guy. We've been together for 4 years, going on 5. Ask for a glass of water, I'll get up and get it.
Good.
Ask for sex, you know what? Anytime. Now, I just want to know, what's up with commitment? That's all I want. I'll do anything.
Commitment.
I want commitment.
He won't marry you?
Well, I don't even necessarily want the marriage thing because I've been married for 13 years, got divorced. And I work in a corporate office. I support my own kids.
Wait, you got married at 16?
I got married at 18.
So 16 years would be 34. How old are you now?
13 years.
13 years?
13 years I was married.
So, but you were living with this guy. You were living with this guy before you divorced your husband.
I was living with him. Actually, I met him, divorced my husband. So yeah, for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then we decided to kind of go our separate ways. But he wanted to go home and save money to buy a house. The whole big dream and everything. Well, he's still living at home. I'm living down the beach with my kids. Supporting them, taking care of everything. He comes on the weekends. I mean, I even offered, just come live with me, and I'll pay for everything. You don't have to pay for nothing. All the bills.
That's not, you know what, you say that to get him in the door, and then eventually you expect him to pick up the slack, and you start nagging him. We know how that goes.
No, honestly, to tell you the truth, just to have him there, I would gladly.
What, to babysit?
No. My kids are teenagers. They don't need babysitters.
You're 33 and you have teenage kids?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
I hope you've been spayed or neutered by this
guy.
Oh,
definitely, because I do not ever want to go through that again.
Uh-huh.
I said I do not ever want to go through that again.
I said, uh-huh.
I'm serious. My dues are tied. No more kids. That's it.
All right.
I've done paid my dues.
All right. Well, and no doubt you're 33 going on 43 probably.
Probably.
Got a few extra miles in the odometer.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's only been my ex-husband and him that I've been with. So
That's another problem.
That's another problem? Wish I'd go out and...
Well, again, it's what I tell everybody about getting married too young or committed too young or having babies too young.
Yeah.
You've missed a lot in life. You've missed a lot, and don't tell me you don't think about it.
I don't know, actually. I mean, I've been from an at-home mom, and now I'm working in a corporate office.
Right.
I'm set. I feel good about myself, and my boys are wonderful.
Right.
So I don't really feel that.
And how many hours do you work?
I work 40 hours plus overtime whenever it's needed.
Right. Okay. So the guy you're dating just wants to come over on the weekends and then lives his own life during the week.
Exactly. At home with mom and dad.
Well, dear, why did you pick a guy like that?
Because that's not how he was when I met him. I mean,
Yes, he was. I guarantee you he was.
He was living at home. He was living on his own.
Yeah.
He even got me an apartment.
And what did he do for a living?
He's in sales. He makes very decent money.
Right. And why is he living at home now?
He's trying to save up for a house.
He's trying to save for a house for himself. Not for you, but for him. Right?
That has come to my mind quite often.
Well, dear, wake up.
Huh.
He does not want to be committed to you.
Thank you. I figured, you know what? I agree with you sometimes. I disagree with you sometimes. But if anybody's going to say it straight, you are.
Look, if he wanted to be committed to you, he'd be living there. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Do the words booty call mean anything to you?
Exactly. I gave him too much sex. The sex is too good for him to leave. That's the thing. But he'd rather have his thing on the side.
Well, what else does he do during the week?
I don't know.
You don't even know.
No, I don't.
Well, you want to hazard a guess?
Like sex.
Is he home every night?
Yeah, he's home every night.
Yeah, every night.
Every night.
And what time do you go to bed?
I usually go to bed about 10 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. So he's home until 10.
Maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe.
What guy? How old is he?
He's 32. He'll be 32.
What guy 32 doesn't want to get laid every night of the week?
That's what I said.
Well,
I mean, I even offered on the way home, I'll come meet you. I mean, we can't have sex and let me go down. I know how guys think. And I am there to fulfill every need, every want that he has.
Well, obviously he doesn't want much from you.
Obviously.
That should tell you something.
Yep.
You don't have enough experience to see the red flags, dear. Only 2 guys? That's the problem.
The Tom Leykis Show.
630 on 100.7 at 5-800-TOM. That's a telephone number. Just tired of hearing women calling in and saying they're doing us a favor by, quote-unquote, raising our kids. Please. It's Barb. On the Tom Leykis Show, spell it backwards, it's Brab. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to call in, defense of the professional woman who, because I guess you've pretty much talked to ladies that are stay-at-home mothers. Well, I'm a medical doctor, and I'm 37. I just started listening to you because my boyfriend started listening to you, and then since he started listening to you, things have changed. And I wanted to see why. So I can kind of see why.
How have things changed?
Well, he tells me that I deserve someone better. I guess he feels he's not good enough for me, which I earn enough money to take care of both of us, so he could probably do what he wants to do. But I think it probably threatens his masculinity.
What does he do?
he has his own business. He does quite well. But
How well is that?
around 100,000, I think. Yeah. But I have found in dating that men have a hard time dating a woman that makes more money than them or is more educated than them.
Just as equally, I think women have a hard time being with men who make less money than they do.
Right. Well, at this point
and most
in my
women
life,
don't date men who make less money than they do.
Well,
what you're doing is unusual.
Well, I used to feel that way because I felt that men couldn't handle dating somebody that makes more money than
I've been looking. Of course, I haven't been looking lately, but I've been looking for a long time for a woman who makes more money than I do.
Well, I don't know if I make more money.
Unfortunately, the only one I can think of looks like Oprah.
Oh, well, I'm fit, sexy. I like to dress femininely. I keep my business and femininity, where it belongs.
Really? Do you like sex in weird places? Like outdoors, parking structures.
Anyway.
Hanging out motel room windows.
Right. Yeah.
Do you like that?
Of course. Anyway.
Really?
My point is.
Love it.
I think, in defense of what you've said about men, you can't have, you're either the business person or you're the stay-at-home person, I think. I'd be happy to have someone in my life that would, anyone that I pick could probably do whatever they want. And we could have fun together, go places.
And you would respect that person?
Absolutely.
Really?
I mean, if they're
what if he made nothing? What if he just stayed home and set up your social calendar?
If they're a good person, well, I mean, I have to have respect in some way, some education.
Well, there's plenty of people with BA degrees in English who can't find work, as you know.
Right.
They've read, poetry. They know Robert Frost.
Well, the problem is I don't want to be the man in the relationship. Maybe I could be the bread earner, but I don't want to wear the pants in the family.
Oh.
So, I mean, I know it's kind of a difficult situation.
I want you to take them off myself.
So anyway, that was my chosen path. I may eventually want to have a family, but, that may or may not happen. I don't want to have a one on my own.
You would have a family with a guy who stays home all the time?
Well, I mean, they could do their own thing. I could have a nanny, If they
when you say he could do his own thing, what would that be exactly like?
Well, I mean, if they have a career or whatever they like to do, that would be fine.
So how low would you go on the salary scale? If you weren't with the guy you're with now, how far down the food chain would you reach?
I don't know. It depends, case by case.
Oh, let's take the best, or if you will, worst case scenario. How low down would you go? Beneath which level you would find that you had no respect for an individual. How far would that be?
So they have to be well educated. That's something that I can't.
Again, let's take the guy with a BA in English who's handing out those coupons for Carl's Jr.
That's a little too low.
For a double Western bacon cheeseburger for 99 cents.
That's a little too low.
Come on. I mean, I want to try to figure out how far down you go. But the guy knows the Alfred Tennyson. He's read poetry.
Right.
He's read prose by Dickens.
Maybe if there's potential that they could do something if they wanted.
I had a cousin who read I had a cousin who was very well educated. He read the encyclopedia from A to Z. He literally read every letter of the encyclopedia.
Uh-huh.
But he did not have a job until he was like 26.
Okay.
All right. But he was well educated. Nobody was smarter than he was.
Well,
I know plenty of dysfunctional people who are very smart.
Me too.
You go to a Mensa meeting. These people can't socialize, don't know how to do business with people.
Okay, someone that has good social skills is important.
All right, so now the list is getting longer. Your demands, of course, are more than you thought they were.
Well, maybe I haven't defined them 100%.
Right. And maybe you don't completely respect the guy you're with.
I think I do.
You do?
Yes, absolutely.
So you're completely happy.
Well, no, because since he's been listening to you, things have changed because he was loving and caring and responsive, and then he started listening to you, and I think he feels inferior and that he should be the breadwinner and that he should be, so.
But the point is, the day you want to have kids, you're going to want them to make more money.
I just started listening to you, so I'm kind of getting the idea of where maybe he's coming from.
Well, the day you have kids, you're going to want him to make more money. I mean, you're going to have to slow down your practice. You're not going to be able to work as many hours. You're going to expect him to, whatever he does, sell more peanuts outside the ballpark or whatever he's doing to make $100,000 a year. You're going to need him to step up production, and he may not. He may have maxed out. This may be as good as he gets.
Well, I could always hire someone to take my position, and I'd still be earning money without working.
But you'd be making less. What does he sell?
He has an entrepreneurial situation.
Oh, he's a crack dealer?
No.
What does he sell? He's an entrepreneur. What is his product?
I can't say.
I don't want to know where he works. I don't want to know any details.
I know. Well, he runs his own business.
He sells churros outside the INS office. What does he do?
He sells churros and cappuccinos.
You can get them with or without cinnamon.
Tea, he says.
Yes. Okay. All right. So it's entirely, but it's entirely possible. And maybe he's sussing this out. Maybe you don't completely respect it. Maybe you say you do. But
I do.
You do.
I mean, but he's freaking out about something. I don't know.
How old is he?
In his early 40s.
His early 40s.
Yeah.
And maybe he's thinking to himself, this is as good as it's ever going to get.
Well, I think it's probably pretty damn good.
Maybe he's going through midlife crisis.
That's probably what it is.
Maybe he's realized that your upper potential is bigger than his.
Maybe.
Maybe he's worried about what will happen.
I don't know. That's worried about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he's worried about.
Yeah. How long have you been dating this guy?
Several months.
Several months?
Mm-hmm.
Do you live with him?
No.
No?
No.
How often do you see him?
A couple times a week.
A couple of times a week? What does he do the other nights?
I'm not sure. I mean, he works sometimes.
Uh-huh.
In the evening.
Uh-huh. And other times?
I don't keep track of them.
You don't care?
Oh, I do care. But I mean, I don't want to... I don't need to know all the...
Do you have a monogamous relationship?
I feel we do.
You feel you do. In other words, you've never had that conversation with him.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
You have had that conversation with him. Okay. You realize I've been with women... You realize I've been with women who assumed we had a monogamous relationship, and my attitude was, well, you're not going to bring it up to me. It never happened.
Uh-huh. Well, I brought it up, so...
You told him you didn't want him seeing anybody anymore.
Right.
And he said, okay.
Right.
All right. And now he's not as loving as he...
The point is it's hard to... Being in a position as I'm in, it's certainly more difficult.
But at least you're not paying his rent or anything. He had to pay his own bills, lives at his own place.
Yep, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm not taking care of him.
Maybe he's using that line the way women use it. I'm not good enough for you. You deserve better than me. It's kind of a way of easing out of the relationship when you don't feel like saying, I'm breaking up with you. So you say, I'm too good for you.
I'm not good enough for you.
Yeah, I'm not good enough for you. Yeah, I'm not good enough for you. You deserve better.
It's like, what does that mean? Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, hang on a second. Karen, what did you want to say to Barb here?
Hey, Barb?
Yeah.
Yeah, so listen, you're a doctor and all, and I think that's great. You must be really educated and smart, at least academically speaking, but you're a moron. I mean, this guy is, look, I am a working woman. I have 2 children. I have a husband who stays home with my kids, and you know, it is a major choice that you make to be with somebody who is okay with that. And it doesn't sound like you're really understanding that perhaps that's what you're getting yourself into with this guy.
Oh, I'm understanding of that fact.
And that's okay with you?
Me?
No, Barb.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm deciding if it's okay right now. I mean, it's currently in a
so you could just as easily back right out of the driveway here.
Sure.
Back your BMW right out of the driveway.
You might want to be thinking about that.
Right.
You might want to be seriously thinking about that. Or else make sure you know what you're getting yourself into.
Before you're like the chick in Texas and you're driving the BMW over it.
Right. Yeah, no, I have been thinking about, seeing how he's been acting funny lately. So it's like, well, maybe maybe that's okay.
Maybe he's trying to get out.
And, most men do have a problem being with a woman who makes more money than they do. And most men, even if they say they don't, it does something.
But you know what? It isn't all about men. Sometimes I think men are afraid that you will get tired of us making less money than you do. Or you will think we are failures, and therefore we are going to have to answer for what you are going to do.
That's an absolutely true statement. There is never anything more true that you've said, I think. And that's a very legitimate fear.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it goes, case by case.
I think no matter how much women say, I don't mind being with someone who makes less than I do, the reality is you don't have the same respect for us.
And, honey, I'm living it.
Well, there's very few men that can make as much as I do, even if they're professional. I mean, unless I've gone out with the high-powered businessman and, gone out with the ones that have made more than me. And
now I'm gonna drop a real bomb on you, Barb. You're 37. You waited too long. That's why.
Well, I
you know what? If you were, well, that's my point. If you were 27 and still an intern or whatever, and you met a guy, you'd meet a lot more guys who made money and were successful. And
well, I still do because I look younger than I am.
Where do you live? Are you in L.A.?
Yes.
There's plenty of guys making more money than you.
Oh, I know.
And they have girlfriends who are 23.
Yeah. Well, I thought I found a nice guy, and
oh boy, that's trouble.
Some of them want girlfriends who are, maybe a doctor and really educated and smart and intelligent. Some of those guys maybe want somebody like that.
Right. Well, I figure that. Well, they usually do like, educated, someone they could talk with, and
sometimes.
Maybe my next choice will probably be someone younger.
Yeah, that's right. Get a 21-year-old.
Exactly.
There you go. You probably have a patient who's 21. Ask him to cough one extra time.
1-800-5800-TOM.
There are women out there who enjoy giving oral sex, and I don't want the men out there to be disappointed and think that they can't find a woman like that because we're out here.
I know you are. And a lot of guys are still looking for you, baby.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Call at 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Anthony. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm calling about these mothers that, keep saying that raising kids and everything is just like the hardest thing on earth. I was a single father at 17.
Ugh.
17. I did everything by myself. And, most of these, mothers, I mean, they have their mothers. They have their sisters that help them, and their husbands if they're married or whatever. I had none of that. I didn't have my parents. I had no brothers or sisters. I was alone with the kid. That's it. I did everything. I worked. I took care of the kid. My kid was born when, I was 17. Me and my wife split up 6 months later. And, excuse me. And, I did everything. And it was not the hardest thing I ever did in my life. And I still did. I wasn't able to go out, and do like crazy stuff and everything like that. But, I'm an artist. I did a lot of art. I played a lot of music. If you want to do things, you'll figure out a way. There's no way that, a kid, especially, is going to take all that away from you, especially if you have a spouse. That's just not going to happen. You're a lazy ass.
Well,
you know,
and we're hearing a lot of that calling in here.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
That bitch didn't win Miss USA. She should be slapped in the face.
All right, Dad. Listen, boys, you can't say the F word on the radio. Not my rule. I use the F word every hour of every day, except the hours I'm on the radio. Then I only use it during commercial breaks.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Send us an email. Our email address is my name. It's Tom at blowmeuptom.com. Tom at blowme